So after the death has separated you, it's legally recommended in the Bible. You are not restricted to have satisfaction by being married to another man or marrying another woman. But when you are in a relationship, ensure you remain faithful to your one partner. Bible does not recommend polygamy. Or are there ladies who are polygamous?
Yes.
Hey, the world is becoming worse.
It's called polygyny, whereby you get a wife having more husbands.
Now, when you are a girl and you are polygamous, kindly, you can't have one partner. You are defiling your soul. And when you are a boy and you have uncountable, like your girls can feel these kibabibas and you take them for a tour. Please go and change. Have one partner of which you have one ambition of staying together as a family. So if we read the second, First Corinthians, let's read First Corinthians chapter 1 to 5. I want to go faster. Let's just read the verses. Explanation and not chapter 7 verse 1 to 5.
Now, for the matters you wrote about, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman. But since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, and each woman with her own husband. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. Up to. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. Do not deprive each other, except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. And that's the one.
If you have one partner, there's this thing I taught about in the second lesson, I think. So was it second? About lust. Lust is dangerous than committing sin. It's better you have your partner than having tamaa. Usikuwe na tamaa. Go and get one partner, then you stay loyal and have an ambition of staying together as a family. So only wife. Kama wewe ni msichana, go and give your husband. Now I'm talking about husband and wife, not a girlfriend and boyfriend. Okay. If you are a wife to be, give your husband what is necessary. As it is said in chapter 7 verse was it verse 5? And if you are a man, give your wife what's necessary. Satisfaction of the body of the different gender. Paul wrote about it. You can read it in your own language so that you understand it. Chapter 7 verse 1 to 5. What is condemned? We are going bit by bit. We are done with that chapter. First Corinthians, the same First Corinthians chapter 7, if you go to 36, verse First Corinthians now. Oh, it was Romans, that one. Now First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36
It says
to 40.
to 40.
Naanza tu na 36.
If anyone is worried that he might not be acting honorably toward the virgin he is engaged to, and if his passions are too strong, and he feels he ought to marry, he should do as he wants. He is not sinning. They should get married. But the man who has settled the matter in his own mind, who is under no compulsion, but has control over his own will, and who has made up his mind not to marry the virgin, this man also does the right thing. So then, he who marries the virgin does right, but he who does not marry her does better. A woman is bound to her husband as long as he lives, but if her husband dies, she is free to marry anyone she wishes, but he must belong to the Lord. In my judgment, she is happier if she stays as she is, and I think that I too have the Spirit of God.
Okay, shortly, that verse is saying, like in campus, we have many promises. You are having a lady, you are having a boy, you promise each other, I will marry you. You will marry her. Maybe you've given 10 ladies that you marry them. I'm not talking about that. You can just persuade them, I'll marry you. Ili waingie box, wakishaingia maneno imekwisha. Unawaonja alafu unawaacha hapo. Sio hivyo. Have one partner. Give a biblical promise, not persuasive promise. Just to kuna mwenye alisema ati sijui mimi nataka tu kuonja huyu dem nikishamuonja na mwacha. Let's not have that kind of mentality. We are sinning. Ati nataka tu kuona vile. So, you have your partner. You give a promise. Watu wa nje, Mungu. Yeah, you give a promise. I will marry you. And if you know you cannot take care of your body, you cannot control your flesh desire, human desire, ya kufanya dhambi na mtu mwingine, not your partner, kindly go and marry that lady immediately. Don't go for another lady, to test another lady, and you have a lady. So,
Tafadhali. Minimize hizo kucheka mimi.
so,
Listen.
and if you know you can take care of yourself until the date when you promise the lady that you are supposed to marry her, then remain loyal until that date. Then have one lady. Then finally, if you don't marry the girl whom you promised to marry, you've done the best. Why did Paul say that? You've done the best because you've committed a lot of sins. Now you take wedding in another dimension. So we'll read the remaining verses. I think you've understood. What does Ecclesiasticus says to youth? Chapter 11, verse 9 to 10.
9 to 10.
Yeah.
It says, "You who are young, be happy while you are young, and let your heart give you joy in the days of your youth. Follow the ways of your heart, and whatever your eyes see, but know that for all these things God will bring you into judgment. So then, banish anxiety from your heart and cast off the troubles of your body, for youth and vigor are meaningless.
Okay, simply, I think you've heard the verse. You are allowed to enjoy your youth, but remember, there's judgment. You can do whatever you want at your early stage. You can enjoy, you can walk, you can commit sin, you can do what is right, you can do what is wrong. But remember, follow the good path, so that when it reaches the judgment day, God will not allow his wrath to fall upon you. Let's close that chapter with Luke 6, when Jesus was talking about love. 6, Luke 6, 6 verse what? 27, 27. It's longer. You want to shorten it. 27.
Two.
Let me check. 27 to 28. I want to shorten it. It's long.
But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you, and bless those who curse you. Don't curse someone because he's cursing you. Love, not only love in relationship, but love. You don't love only those who are your friends, but you love everyone, including your enemies. Now, what does Hebrews warn us? Tutasoma tu verses sasa, alafu tumalizia. Hebrews 5:13. Hebrews 13 verse 4. Wengine pia wafungulie 1 Corinthians verse 7. Someone to be ready with okay, Hebrews. Let's read one verse from there. Hebrews 13:4. Hebrews.
It says, marriage must be honored by all, and marriages must be kept under faith, because the sexually immoral and adulterous will come under God's judgment. That's the word.
Thanks be to God. What's the characteristics of love? Must be patient. You tolerate pain and sufferings among your people, among yourselves. Love is kind. That one I drafted from the Bible. Caring and compassionate. Love is not envious. Usichukie mwenzako. The true love, the characteristics of true love. Hakuna chuki, the envy. Love is humble, not proud and boastful. Love is respectful, selfless. If you are a boy, take care of your girl. Only if you don't have money, don't be too mean. Just do what you can do up to your effort. If you are a lady, support your man to grow. Righteousness. Always do the right thing. Then he is honest. full of truthful. Don't live in lies and hide darkness. Also, love protects. Selfless. Don't be inconsiderate, greedy. Also, you are selfish. That one is not true love. Then there must be trust in love, hope, and persistency. Someone is blocking you and blocking. That one is true love. Blocking you after 5 seconds and blocking. If you see, that one is true love. Kindly be persistent. It is persistence. If you are playing that game with your girlfriend or your boyfriend, remember you are reaching somewhere with the love. You can maintain it and be good, build a good family in future. So during sex, remember that the sin against your body is sex. That one is in sexual immorality. That one is in this verse, but I'm not going to read it. I'll share the verses in the group. They are mean. All sins, sinning against your body is fornication. Relationship is not bad, but it depends. The love, maybe sexual intercourse is not bad, but it depends the time you are doing it, who are you doing it with. The time you are doing it is called fornication at early youth. Who are you doing it with? Someone who is not your partner. You are committing adultery. And adultery is a sin. Fornication is a sin. And during sex, your soul come together. Your soul meets. Remember that. If I had a demon and I have a sexual intercourse with this lady, my demons will be transferred to the soul of that lady. So, for your soul not to be defiled, kindly be careful. Be careful. If that lady is having some hundreds demons, there are very many spirits, but few flesh can come from that lady and dominate me. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Verses will be shared in the group. May God bless you and God bless St.Anthony. Kwa wenye nimewaingilia sana, please forgive me. Bora. Umetona? No. Forgive me, okay? I was just preaching what was in the Bible. Hata kuna zingine zimeniguza lakini I have to speak.
Thank you very much.